look at me, I'm
Hey guys, welcome to Revin Auto 717. In this video, I am going to put the lowering springs I got in the car and just kind of review everything that I got for this thing. I got a bunch of stuff in the trunk, got a couple odds and ends stuff laying around the garage here. So let's get started and see what we can get done tonight. It's already around 9:30, so I'm probably going to work on the back end first, a little bit easier than the front end. So I'll do that, and then I'll show you how it sits currently, and then I'll show you when we lower it. So hopefully we get everything done tonight. If not, I'll work a little bit in the morning on the front end. But the rear end should only take me like a half an hour or so to do. So I'm gonna mess with that a little bit, and we'll go from there. Okay guys, so gonna take the tires off on each side. After I jack it up, put it on jack stands on each side, and then I'll put the jack in the center the pumpkin is, and then I'll jack it up, take the rear bolt out on both sides of the rear shock, then I can let it down, wiggle the stock Cobra spring out, and then I got these springs down here for it. Got some other goodies that I'll have to go over later. Got a lot of parts coming in. Hopefully in the next week or two I'll have all the parts I need. For right now I got a lot of stuff in store for this thing, so but for no further ado, I'm going to work on this and get this off, and it'll be up in the air like that. Okay guys, so I just got the tire off, obviously, so I'm just looking under here, and it actually appears that the rear tire actually is rubbing on the rear exhaust, so I'm going to have to look into that. Hopefully lowering the car isn't actually going to make it worse. But you can see that it still has the stock quad shock and the stock rear shock, and you can actually see that this rear shock is basically blown. And I do have another rear shock for it. I was planning on eventually getting some like strange single adjustable shocks. I had that in a previous car, well, actually two previous cars. I had the strange shocks in it, and they worked awesome. But for right now, I guess I'm just gonna leave it. I guess I could put the other one in. It shouldn't take too long, so I might actually do that just because this one is blown, and so I might actually do that. And then obviously I'm gonna take this spring out here, take this one out, and see how bad the bushings are. I might, depending on how I feel, might leave the bushings in, but I believe the springs that I do have are the SR Performance, so they're about 1.5 inch drop. And then if you take the factory rubber isolators off, it'll give you around a 3/8 to a 1/2 inch additional drop. So potentially I could get about 2 inches of drop around the full all four corners. So I'm going to see how things look there. But my main concern right now is this exhaust right here that is rubbing. So I'm going to go around to the other side, look at that. I still got to pull that tire off, but I just kind of want to show you guys how everything looks. It looks like everything is basically stock back here. The rear end does have 410 gears in it, and I believe still the factory 98 Cobra axles in it. So it would be nice. It would have been nice if this thing would have had some strange axles or upgraded axles on it, but it currently does not. So it does look like it has a girdle in it. If you can kind of see back there, it does. You can see that. I'm not sure if that's the factory one or not. I'd have to look, but he did say that the previous owner, who he actually bought it for him, which was the original owner, actually put in the MMR motor and did the full drivetrain on this thing. And he said it had a girdle in it and all that stuff, but I don't know if that's the factory one or if that's an aftermarket one. So it might be like a Ford Racing girdle on it. So, but anyways, enough of me blabbering. I'm gonna take this spring off and take the other side off and do that, and I'll show you with the new spring on and the new shock on. So let's get to it. Hey guys, so just wanted to do an update. Got the new springs on. Still got to throw on the shocks. They're just some OEM, really cheap OEM ones. I do have stuff to do the brakes, but I'm going to do that in a different video. I'd like to paint the rotor, or paint the rotors, paint the calipers, get those all cleaned up and nice. And I got rotors here in the back. I got drilled and slotted front and rear. The rears are right there. So I got that. I got the front struts on for it, and then just some other miscellaneous stuff. Got some stuff over there. I got subframe connector there, and then I got a little surprise for a future video. I'll kind of touch base on that later on, but for now I'm going to get this thing buttoned up. Okay guys, so I just got the rear done. You can see that it sits just a little bit lower. It sits about 1 3/4 inches lower from the before. So just show you that. Got the new shocks put in, tightened down, all that. You can see over here, got that put in. I'll try to do some better video tomorrow in the daylight. Hopefully it's not going to be raining. It's been raining for the last couple days, so hopefully it'll at least be nice that I can kind of show you the new stance. Still obviously got to do the front. You can see right now it's kind of, the back sits like pretty nice and the front is like still 4x4 height, so kind of got to lower the front here, and hopefully that'll take care of a lot of that issue right there. So I'm going to jack up the front, take the wheels off, and do one set at a time for this one. And on these, I'm just going to do the springs for right now. I'm going to leave the struts alone. I do have caster camber plates for here coming. So I'm just going to change the spring out right now, and I'll mess with that later, the caster camber plate and the new strut. So, but I'm just going to take the spring out, so it shouldn't be too difficult to do. Basically, take the tire off. There's 2 bolts that hold the lower strut on, and I think there's actually a 3rd nut there that actually holds the brake line on. Take the brake off as well, and then that should give you enough room to be able to drop that down and be able to take the spring off, and you'll need a pry bar to pull it out. So I'm going to start working on this thing, and I'll show you when I get the tire off and everything lifted up. So let's get to it. Okay guys, so as you can see, I got everything tore apart. Just wanted to do a comparison. Forgot to do one in the rear, but here is obviously the stock spring, and then this is the aftermarket one. There is the rubber bushings for helping with squeak and things like that. I'm not going to use it, just to get a little bit lower. Not really sure how much this will take. I think it's still like the rear, probably more closer to a 1/2 inch to 5/8 of an inch drop. Just removing those. So I'm going to mess with this a little bit, get this one put in, and then tie everything back up, and hopefully I'll be good to keep rolling and keep trucking along. So let's get moving. Okay guys, so got this side done. Still got to do that side over there. But as you can see, probably has about, let's see here, about 2 fingers, I would say. This still is probably not going to be correct until I do that side over there. This probably took me about 1/2 hour to do this. I was just working slow on it, so I'm going to try to bang that side out over there. I forgot to take the brake rotor off and everything, so had to do that. But this side over here should go really quick. Get that side done, and then I will be done for the night, and I'll show you in the morning then of it completely done. So let's do that, and well, hopefully this goes pretty quick. Okay guys, so I just got it done. Definitely sits a lot lower. I actually had to put a block of wood on the driver's side here to get my Craftsman Special jack out. Definitely gonna have to get a low profile jack here, so I'm gonna move this back just a little bit, that way you can actually see it on the ground. Definitely gonna have to get my caster camber plates on here soon. The wheels really have a bad camber on them, so definitely gonna have to get that working on, and we'll see what we can come up with. But the back tires, I'm gonna have to look in the morning and see if they rub any worse. It looked like the driver's side, I didn't really show it, but it actually didn't have too bad of a wear mark compared to the passenger side. So maybe there's, I can move, clamp around or loosen the exhaust up and move it over. But I do plan on changing the exhaust anyways down the road, so I'm not too worried about it. I just don't want to make any marks on the tires, obviously. So, but I'm going to stop it here for right now. Gonna start this in the morning, and I'll pull it outside and kind of get a picture of it in the light and see what we can come up with there. So good night, guys, and I'll see you in the morning. Hey guys, so here is how it currently sits. Got the pulled outside, and of course it had to start raining on me. So you can see my son there in the background. He's looking at it. But yeah, it looks really good. Has a really nice stance to it. Definitely really low in the front. Hopefully it's not going to be too low, but I do have to get a couple other odds and ends stuff for it. I'm going to get, obviously, like I said in the last video of last night, I got to put on the caster camber plates, and then I got new struts for it. I did put the new shocks in the rear, so and I didn't hear the tire rubbing on the exhaust. I was listening for that when I pulled it out. So but definitely got a couple other odds and end things I got to do to it. So but just kind of wanted to show you this. I can start it up then. Actually, you know what, I'll just start it up now and let it run for a little bit. Chop, bud. So I just gotta start it up here quick. It's really, really filthy. So I'm gonna have to clean this thing up. There it is running. This is with off-road H pipe and Flowmaster catback exhaust with shorty headers. So sounds pretty good. From the rear you can't really hear the supercharger. Then when you pull around to the front you can hear it. Hear the little whine of it. So. But I think I'm going to end it here for this video. Definitely looks really, really good. Just wish it wasn't raining. I'd take you guys for a ride in it. But I'll get you guys for a ride here shortly when it decides to stop raining here in PA. So, but I'm going to quit the video here and stay tuned for more videos to come. So have a good one, guys, and have a happy Easter.